folks, how you doing? And welcome to another natter. And we're going to be talking about our highs and lows of our recent trip to Scotland, which was just short of 2 weeks trip around certain areas, up one side across and down the other side. Because we did a video before we went, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a quick video,
sharing our plans, and thought we'd come back on and do a catch-up of, we're going to cover each place we stayed, and we're going to cover the places that we visited, and we're going to talk about pluses and minuses and things to watch out for when travelling as well. Okay.
And just give you a brief tantalising of the videos that we've probably got from the holiday as well.
We've got quite a few tours and vlogs stacked up that just need to be polished. But there is a few, isn't there?
Yeah, it's been. I've been meaning to do a few this week on an evening, but it's been too hot.
Yeah.
Hasn't it? And I've just been knackered after work. So I'll try and get at least one done this weekend, if not two. Yeah. We'll see how we get on.
But the other way of looking at it is, things are starting to close down soon. So if you run out of too much content, when all the houses start closing down, so it's fine. There's Balmoral, there's Glencoe Drive.
Yeah, we've got two Glen
Hopedoun,
drives.
there's an Outlander one coming.
Yeah. What for?
Oh, you said the other day you'd do it. You said you got a beanie bonnet and said you wanted to do the Outlander one.
No, I didn't.
Well, we did do a Lallybrock one, so we'll put the Lallybrock. It'll probably be about 2 minutes.
It was a Lallybrock one. I was going to do it separate, but then you said we would do it.
We'll do a separate
to be discussed later. But
we'll do a separate Lallybrock. So I think that comes separate, doesn't it? Obviously, Hopedoun. They also used Hopedoun in Outlander for some of the scenes, like the Duke of Sandringham's place, some Parisian scenes as well. So the first day,
you're getting ahead of yourself.
No, I am.
You get carried away.
The travel up. I actually thought it went a lot quicker than previous journeys up there.
I actually enjoyed the travel up.
I did.
I've got to admit, I enjoyed the travel up more than the travel down. It seemed to go very quickly. We stopped along the A66 to have a bite to eat, didn't we? Out of his packed lunch.
Yeah. Which was it just before the is it Cumberland?
It was right where Adrian's Wall would have been, because there was, in the lay-by we stopped. There was a big sign showing you where all the Roman ruins were, and Adrian's Wall would be, and all that kind of stuff, which is quite interesting.
So, because I'll tell you what we have noticed, service stations are sick, and that's not in a good way. The prices in service stations are horrendous for food, drink, petrol. So, because we've started going to supermarkets for petrol, haven't we?
Yeah, so on the way up, there's a... what is it? Not Inley. Northallerton. There's a Morrison's up near Northallerton, and that I know about because I used to work near one of the energy from waste plants nearby as a contractor. I digress. And I thought that would be a reasonable price petrol, and it was what we'd expect. It was cheaper than actually in Lincoln. And then as we drove up past the services, which Scotch Corner, hang your head in shame. It was like 20 odd p more expensive per litre. So, and we haven't got a massive Chelsea tractor or anything like that. We just got a little hatchback. So it would still have cost us an extra £8 or £9 to fill up. Yeah. Which, we got some free coffees pretty much. Because we went and got some coffees at some stage, I think, on the way. So don't stop at service stations unless you really have to. Yeah. If you really need the loo, or if you bricked and you really don't care.
Yeah, because it's unbelievable. And then the first place we stayed at was a place. Is it Lothian or Lothian?
Lothian, I think.
And we stayed at a Best Western, which was a mistake. It's one of those that actually think Best Western, but then it looked really nice on the website, and it looked really ideal, exactly what we were looking for. But it was a shock because they had a wedding on.
Yeah, and they didn't tell us.
It was quite a. Yeah, it went on till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, the music was on till 1 o'clock. Yeah. You wouldn't know, you were asleep.
Oh, yeah, but it still disturbs you because you don't really settle. Because he put some calming music on. You see, I'm used to that. So I just went, out. But
I put some watery sounds on, and I thought it might calm us down and we'd be able to fall asleep. And then by the time we'd everything had gone. I could turn it off. Claire was out like a light, and I couldn't get to sleep until the music stopped.
Yeah. It was very ropey. The food on the website, it looks really good. The food wasn't nice. The service in the bar was.
I think it was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it be all the priority was the wedding, and they weren't seem to prioritising guests very much, other than the wedding guests. So it is what it is. We didn't get that much sleep, so we decided to change our tack the next day, didn't we? Because we were going to go around Edinburgh and have a good wander.
Yeah.
And go and see the sights, and it just seemed like too much to do.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it didn't feel like we were going to give it its due dessert in a day.
No.
So it might be something we do in the future for a long weekend or something. So we decided to go to Hopedoun House.
Yeah, Hopedoun House.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place. It's a huge place. Obviously famous for Outlander, the Red Room, the Red Drawing Room. I was shocked at how much of it looked, especially the staircase, wasn't it? Really battered carpets and dusty, and you could really see how some of these houses are really struggling.
I mean, again, it's a trust that's looking
after it. I know, but
it.
the real family lived there, which is what confused me. The real family still live there in a wing, but it's a trust that looks after it.
It's weird, isn't it? It is a very big building, though.
Yeah.
It is a very, very big building. And I think it's had all its roof done and everything, so it's. I think it's in good nick externally, but internally it just needed a bit more renovation, I think. But it was okay. It was okay. It was a nice day out. Some nice gardens and things.
Yeah.
They got attacked by mosquitoes at the lake, which was.
Yeah.
They had to jump in like a cartoon.
Lots of ground to walking in.
Yeah, lots of ground. Not the most beautifulest of grounds, but lovely. Grounds you could have a nice wander. Great view of the Forth Road Bridge in the distance. Yeah, it's alright. Good because you could go on the roof as well, so you got really good views from the roof there.
Yeah, all over Edinburgh and as far as the eye can see, really. So it was nice, and that was interesting to get up on the roof. And then we went to Lallybroch, because I think they own Lallybroch, or it's on their land. Yeah. Lallybroch, obviously it's, what's it called? Midhope Castle in real life. Midhope House or something?
Midhope Castle, I think it is, yeah.
And obviously it's Jamie Fraser's house in Outlander, and it's just how you think, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. It's empty inside, it's barren inside, it's a neglected building.
It's, derelict. Isn't it?
Yeah, and it was, but I was just stood there thinking the things I could do with this building. I am surprised nobody's tried it. I suppose it'll cost a lot of money. Yeah, because
it's probably what you call it listed, yeah.
But it's well worth a visit. To get your pictures and your footage, just because it's like a little hut that you pay your payment, and then you've got just a small lane to walk up. And people obviously stood there filming that iconic scene of going through the archway. You've just got to be patient, haven't you?
It's not that busy. It wasn't as busy as I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. So you just got to be patient. People take their time. Yeah. But it is what it is. It's a bit of a tight lane to get down to it in car, I'd have said. Although the curse of the camper van in Scotland. There was still managed to get the camper vans down there.
Yeah, they're horrendous.
But
it's not as the land around it, because I had a different vision in my head about the land around it. You literally go to that, you walk around it. You obviously can't go in it, and then you come away. So that because I thought it'd be more to do around it, but there isn't.
No, it's a 20-minute venture.
Yeah, very still energy around it, but it'd make a lovely house.
And it's chargeable, that one, so no matter what card you've got to pay. It's only a £5 though, I think. Because we've got the historic houses card, so we went into the Hope house, the actual house, the main house, for free, which is good. Always a bonus.
And then that night we stayed at the Fingal, which is owned by the same company that owns Royal Yacht Britannia. It's a 5-star hotel. It's an old ship, an old lighthouse ship that they've renovated. And it's night and day to the first place we stayed at. But it was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Lovely.
a lighthouse support ship.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
A lighthouse ship. Whatever.
It was the ship that they used to go around all the lighthouses to take them the supplies and all that kind of stuff. It didn't have a big light on it or anything like that.
Like I said, whatever.
Hey?
Very small, but actually I like that. It was small, wasn't it, compared to some 5-star hotel. Very intimate, but private. And the rooms are lovely, the beds are lovely, the linen, the attention to detail. You've got, I think all the rooms have got like a door that opens out onto like a back shed walkway that's outside.
It's like the poop deck or whatever.
Nice toiletries in the bathrooms.
And for being on a ship, the rooms were quite big. You know, it wasn't like what you get in a cruise cabin.
Oh yeah, because
there were lovely sized rooms, and the bed. Wow, what a comfy bed.
They were amazing.
After having a bad night's sleep the night before,
I
had such a good night's sleep there.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
You can tell when you're in a good bed where you just sleep through. And they had fridge with all. I mean, you had to pay for it, but drinks and nibbles and.
I mean, it wasn't cheap as a hotel, was
No.
it? Let's put it that way.
No.
It was our treat for the holiday, wasn't it? We treated ourselves for that one. But it was worth it. I think it was worth the treat, definitely. And it's a shame we didn't stop there for 2 nights. I know it would have been quite expensive. I think you get more benefit from having 2 nights there rather than 1. Because you get the benefit of, well, it's like a ship because they've got some lounges and things you can sit on and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really good.
Delicious food, lovely wine, gorgeous cocktails, lovely service, exceptional kitchen stay, exceptional all staff.
Yeah. It was faultless. It was faultless stay. Which in this day and age is hard to come by.
Even 5-star, it's hard to come by because standards are really slipping.
It's getting people can't get the staff ever since.
You know what?
It's just it's been difficult in the trade as it were, but yeah, it was wonderful. They've got all the best people. They're all well drilled and trained and really good.
Yeah, and when you stay there, you get free tickets to Royal Britannia, which is what we did the next day, and that was interesting. Yeah,
because I think it's free parking near there anyway. But we walked to it, didn't we, for some exercise after all that lovely grub.
Yeah. And we didn't do a natter really after Britannia, so we'll share a bit of what we felt.
It's bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
But then again, there weren't that much in space for the actual royals.
There wasn't.
More the crew, wasn't it?
Weird, wasn't it? The whole ship seemed to but they do take a lot of staff. They do take a lot of looking after. But the captain's quarters, this quarters, that quarters, and each quarter you can see 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s decor. Some of the small cabins they were living in, the staff, was unreal. Narrow camp beds. And then the royal bit was just strange. The whole ship, it was like one deck where they used to sit in private. And Philip's room, Queen's room, Philip's office, Queen's office, joint living room.
It's quite the living room was quite nice, wasn't it? That was quite a big room, which I was shocked.
And then like a little cocktail room at the front, near like a place where they'd probably painted and have drinks and stuff. And there was the honeymoon suite.
I was going to say, I feel that they probably didn't spend much time in the bedrooms. Spent more time in the communal rooms. Yeah. Because they like a bit of a tipple, don't they?
Yeah.
Bit of a good time.
Yeah, they do. Honeymoon suite, which was a sad story that it wasn't used as a honeymoon suite until Charles and Diana, and it was, I think they had single beds and Charles requested a double bed, and it's like, should he need to request a double bed? Anyway. Yeah, and just the simplicity.
It wasn't bangles and baubles. It wasn't the finger. You know what I mean?
It was very basic.
It's quite basic, wasn't it?
I think that's what she wanted, the Queen, because she wanted she used the palaces. One of the stories I read afterwards was that when staff were walking around the Britannia, if they saw a member of the royal family, they had to face the wall. No, face back to the wall, look up and not make eye contact with them. Anyway, yeah, from a historic perspective, I think it's interesting, and I don't think you need to be into royalty to appreciate it. I think to see a ship that has got from the 50s to the 90s and the change in history, and I think it's interesting from that perspective.
Well, it's interesting for like if you like that kind of thing, like a naval expert thing as well, because you know, it was almost like a little battleship. You know what I mean? They had the troops on there, they had the marines on there, they had, you know, they had all the sailors on there. You know what I mean? It was a proper ocean going ship. It wasn't a little pleasure yacht. You know what I mean?
No.
It was a reasonable sized vessel.
Yeah, there was like a little postal room that you just think it was so small, where they used to go with the post, and then the tuck shop where Diana used to take William and Harry, one at the naffy shop, and they had an onboard like little hospital surgery type thing.
I had to laugh at that one. I didn't say it when we were out, but it reminded me of the Carry On film, Carry On Cruising. I could just imagine, I can't remember what the character who played the doctor, the guy who played the doctor in Carry On Cruising. You better tell me. He's a little
Williams, Thingy Williams.
No, it wasn't Williams. It was the other guy. It was no.
Sid Owen.
Sid Owen.
What is Sid Owen?
Sid James.
I don't know.
Sid Owen was in bloody EastEnders.
You don't watch Della.
Ricky.
I like Ricky anyway.
Ricky.
Sid James.
Sid James. No, it was Kenneth Connor. Is it Kenneth Connor?
I don't know.
I think it was Kenneth Connor, something like that. Anyway, he wasn't in the. Well, he probably was in some of the early ones. He was in like mid-term ones, but he played a doctor, and he always made me laugh in that one.
Yeah, it was fascinating.
I could imagine him being the doctor on the ship.
X-ray machine, dental surgery, bays where I think it was mainly for staff. Then he used to visit sailors that were poorly. Different bars on there as well.
Oh yeah.
Captain's bar, naval officer's bar, different pubs, all different, like the Queen Victoria walking bar, pints.
He had more bars than the bloody Queen Mary too.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Full of bars and recreational. They lived on there though, didn't they?
Well, no, because it were each class of staff had their own bar. So right down to the lowest of the low, who were sleeping in free tear bunks, had their own bar. Up to the captains, up to the Queen of England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all had their own bar.
Yeah.
So that's why they had so many.
And they were all smoking on there as well. You can't imagine now they've all been smoking on there when they were sailing. It took a whole day. I said, oh well, they'll be around it in 30 minutes, only about, and it took a whole day.
It was busy
and
as
you
well.
know, like we don't like audio tours. The audio tour on that is really good. It's worth listening to.
Yeah, you can get that on the website as well if you want to listen to it. I think you did put it in the comments, did you? I think you can actually listen to it, and I think I'm probably got most of the numbers, so you can actually see as you go through and listen to the audio guide as we watch this video, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're really interested in some of the history. So yeah, it was quite good.
That's already on, is that video?
Yeah, that's up live. Done.
And then that night we went towards
Dundee. We
yeah.
went to Dundee.
Which was, we stayed at a Premier Inn.
Yeah.
It did what it said on the tin.
It did what it said it was again. It was off the beaten track a bit, and the road was a bit noisy.
Yeah. It seemed a bit wild where we were staying, wasn't it? The traffic was wild.
Yeah, I think there was like a road around the back of it, and I don't know, it's quite a shortish road, and people just accelerating very fast along it.
And then slamming on.
But yeah, hey ho, it was better than the Best Western. And we just got a picnic, didn't we?
Yeah,
from
picnic
the
tea,
supermarket.
some picky teas and just some meat salad.
Picky tea.
Crisp sticks, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant didn't look that cracking.
No. We just wanted to, and we were just tired, weren't we? It was a busy day that day. A couple of hour drive back up to Dundee. And then, yeah, that was good. And we had breakfast, didn't we? Got a bag of ice and got some yoghurt and had all that in the room as well. So that was good.
Then the next day was Glamis. Glamis. That you did not like one bit.
No, I didn't like it.
It was out of all the holiday, that was the one place you went, I'm not sure. Weird place.
I mean, it's very Balmoral
yeah.
as you're going up to it, but it just looks a bit foreboding.
Was it Macbeth that was based there?
Possibly, yeah.
Obviously Glam's ancestral home of the Queen Mother. It was but you couldn't film or anything inside, so it was already a wasted journey that we didn't really realise. You could only go in a specialised tour, not like the Balmoral tour. It was anyone's in. It was rammed full. It was weird. There were kids jumping on sofas with the shoes on in front of tour guides. There was people opening cabinets with the ancient books in. There was people touching. I have never been on a tour in a house with a guide and seen so many people touching things. I've been around lots of castles and palaces where there's none of that and nobody touches anything. And between each room there were like these weird little corridor things. And
it's like
weird
like an old
stories.
castle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In between each room, and it's very strange and cold.
Cold, oppressive, weird dungeons as well.
Had a very dark history as well, hasn't it?
And I don't even think they were telling us half of it. And it was just like this cat. We didn't want to put it in a vlog because then we kind of googled the current person that lives there, and it was like no. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And I just don't like to promote anything like that. It didn't have any heart or soul to it. It didn't feel like something you'd want to share with somebody. There was no colour to it. There was no...
It's disappointing.
Yeah. So...
If you like old castles, then it might be worth a look, but I wasn't keen. We had a lunch there, it was alright. It was expensive, but we had a nice lunch because, by the time we turned around, it was lunchtime. So, and then I said on the way, because we were stopping in Aberflaw. I think it was Aberflaw, somewhere like that. Yeah, it was going to be quite a drive from some Glamis, but on the way, just on the outskirts of Aberdeen, there was I probably got it wrong, but Dunnottar Castle, which again was another one of our freebies potentially. Look on the photos, looks amazing because it's right on the cliffs and it's literally out on the cliff, and you've got to go down the cliff and up the cliff to get there. So I said, shall we try that? It's on the way. It's probably a bit of a detour. And we got there and it was amazing. So watch out for that vlog. When we got there, it was quite misty, so it made it look a bit more spooky, but in a good way. Not in what we just been, you know what I mean? It was...
That's full of history as well, isn't it? Heaps of history. And they have weddings there. And, there was a wedding there when we got there, and the bride had to make her way all down these steps, and it was starting to rain, and then in a bridal dress, and then up all these...
Yeah, it was down it's like a valley, and then back up again into the castle on like a cliff.
If that's what you want.
And apparently it was where they... I don't know when I can't remember the proper history, but where they held the crown jewels of Scotland at a certain time period when the English invaded, and it was the only place they could put them where they couldn't get to them because it was literally impassable, and it's very well defendable castle. Got some nice footage there. Bit of a walk, like I said, a bit of walk down, walk up. It's all ruins. It's not, it's not beautiful splendour inside or anything like that. It's all just ruined buildings, but it's definitely worth it.
There's toilets there before you get there, and there's toilets actually in the castle, which is good because it is a bit of a walk and it's not something you want to rush.
But when you get there, the scenery is unbelievable. You've got the sea either side, you've got the castle over the sea. Really good. Really worth a trip, and it was quite busy as well, wasn't it?
There was good parking and a tucker wagon there. You could get burgers. Look, we didn't get them obviously. Big juicy fat hot dogs that looked nice actually, and nice burgers, and it did look nice actually. So there is that. So
it's definitely worth a trip, that one, and it probably only took us half a day, if that. By the time we got there, and even though we had a lot of walking to do, it didn't take us that long. No. So that was good, and then we went to the Airbnb, I think in Aberflaw, something like that. Yeah,
but before that, we went for a curry because we were running out of time for filming. It was nice, wasn't it? Yeah,
we had I told the people from the Airbnb we'd be there for a certain time, and rather than tell them a different time, and the restaurants didn't open, it was just all a bit awkward, wasn't it? Yeah. So we just said we'll just stop somewhere on the route, and we managed to find a really nice curry house. It said it wasn't open, but it was on the time on the door. Can't remember what it was, Spice something? No, was that the second
I
one?
don't know. That was the second one.
It was the second
But yeah, it was nice. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, can't remember what it was called now, but it was really nice. I can't even remember what the town was called.
Oh, it's hard, that, isn't it? It was nice.
Mm.
There were a lot of
Google
whiskey places. And then we
keep
were
talking.
onto the Airbnb, which was lovely. Lovely inside, well kept, clean, had everything you needed. They did homemade scones and eggs and jam. But the problem was the Airbnb bit was right opposite their pig farm. So there's like a field where they've got pigs in. And I didn't realise the problem of this until the next morning, because I was actually going to film some content from there, from my other channel. And I went out and it was just full of big flies from the pig farm, and you could just smell it. So they had a gorgeous seating area outside, but you couldn't enjoy it because of the flies. And I think it was that night we went, because you had to walk right down the drive to put the rubbish out, and on the way up we got bombarded with, it was horrible. This weren't just mozzies or midges, whatever they are. It was horrible, wasn't it? And it just, it ruined it, because again, you go for these places to sit out, and to put this lovely little Airbnb right opposite a field full of pigs.
Like it was only 3 pigs.
Yeah.
You know, you're making it sound like it was like an industrial complex.
It
was 3 pigs.
Might as well, you can't sit out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was nice enough though.
The
It was nice.
Airbnb itself was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's clean. It had everything you needed. It was fine. It was just you couldn't sit out because there's too many flies. Unfortunately, where the seating area was, I think you could have sit out in other areas. You probably could have used their garden if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
So maybe it was us that weren't taking the initiative.
Yeah.
I don't know. The town we were looking at was called Huntley.
All right, Huntley, right.
So I made the crass Ian Huntley joke. I don't remember. I thought I could remember it because it was a name. That's it, Huntley, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was called Cafe India.
Right, Cafe India, Huntley.
Cafe India in Huntley. So if anybody lives nearby, I'm sure they know that place because I'm sure they've been, because it was very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Even for us who are picky.
Doing my head in this. I was picking this.
Pickiness.
But when did we go on our first day? I can't remember my dot. Where was it? The first day?
We went to the seaside.
We did, didn't we? We went up to beach day.
And we went somewhere called Hope, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Hope something. Or was it... On the coast we went to... I'm sure it was something... Hopeman.
Yeah, I went on a beach day, so I sat on the beach, made a picnic and read books.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And then
it was a lovely day. We got some lovely weather. There's no footage, but we had a relaxing day.
Yeah. And then went for a coffee and a cake in the afternoon.
Just in Hopeman town centre.
Yes.
Hope village centre, whatever. But yeah, nice little place. They had a phaeton, or they'd had a phaeton. Managed to get some parking on the beach, which was fine. It was free parking at Hopeman.
And then we went to Balmoral, which we did do a bit of a natter about Balmoral in the Balmoral video when it comes. We did the internal tour of Balmoral, the ticketed tour.
Yep.
It was interesting. It was.
The conclusion was, it's too much money
For what it is. It was about 8 or 7 rooms.
Yeah.
No upstairs rooms you weren't allowed in. It just felt like a lot of things had been taken out. It was very
Royal Yacht Britannia in places, and a museum for
Albert and Victoria. And it just got odder and odder and odder as you went round. It was just like...
It's just all Albert and Victoria. There's nothing else, really.
There's no pictures of the current...
There were a couple of pictures. I think I saw a picture of Queen Mother somewhere.
When I said current royal family members, and it's a picture of the Queen Mother.
Right, current-ish.
There was just nothing. There was no grandchildren, great-grandchildren, nothing. Well, they don't put pictures out now because people get triggered.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure there was some pictures in that family room. The room where she had the meeting with Liz Trust.
Yeah. Can't remember because I was looking.
I thought I saw
and
something.
Just felt there was a lot of hunting paraphernalia, a lot of stag heads, and I mean a lot. All apparently belonging to Albert and his sons.
No, they weren't. Well, possibly sons, because they went up to 1950 and Albert didn't last that long.
Yeah, true. So present day-ish. So the Duke Edinburgh.
I thought I saw a Duke of Edinburgh one, but it could have been a previous Duke of Edinburgh. It could have been.
Went to 1948 because that's when they stopped putting them on plaques as like rewards. They have like the big stag heads with the name of the person that killed it, the date, and it's just full of it, and it's just a little bit sickening. And there's pictures of it as well, isn't there? Because Albert was bloodthirsty. Albert liked to.
That was his hunting lodge. He bought it for a hunting lodge. That's it.
Yeah.
They said he wanted the beauty of Scotland and all that.
Yeah, it was a hunting lodge.
Rubbish. He loved hunting. He fell in love with hunting up there, and he could kill as much as he wanted. That's what I saw in it anyway.
Yeah, it was really brutal. And then there was this really weird dong thing in their entranceway that had a strange, because it just caught my eye and I couldn't stop looking at it. Straight, I think it was in Gaelic or whatever, and it was
Latin.
And then it was something like, "Cross us at your peril, we will destroy you," and that's the family motto. Charming, Charles. So it was just, if you're into your antiques and you're into you're a super duper royal fan, fair enough. But history of Albert and Victoria, then fair enough. But
it's a nice thing to tell people you've been and done, maybe, if that's what you like to do. But I don't think it's worth it. If he starts bringing the price down, which I'd like to think he'd do, but he's only doing it in a month, a year in a year. So it's that kind of market. If he can sell them for £100 a pop and people will pay it, then well done, Charles. I suppose. But I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Not for the money.
No.
If it was 20 quid, then it's worth it. 100 quid, it's not worth it.
Well, it is. I get you. It's...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's 20 quid, get more staff in, get more boots through it, well, it's worth it, but £100 a pop. The security was ridiculous.
Yeah, I airport security.
But I won't say anything about security, maybe we shouldn't.
No. You have to put like covers on your shoes and all, like if your bag's out and all that kind of stuff. The outside of Balmoral, the castle itself is beautiful. We've done it. It's ticked.
Yeah. The gardens and the actual outside the house are nice. They're not as nice as I thought they'd be. Again, that goes down to its origin of a hunting lodge.
Yeah.
It's not. We keep going back to it. I keep forgetting its name.
What?
Burley House. It's not Burley House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's Haunted Lodge.
It's Haunted Lodge.
They're very, very nice.
Haunted Lodge. And then
after that, what did we do? We
jumped off a cliff. Joking. The next day after that, we went to Cairngorms. We found like a little loch beachy loch type thing.
Yeah.
We just chilled with our books because I think we needed a day to just go after that. So it was quite an intense day as well.
And I think the weather was supposed to be okay on that day. It wasn't as good as we thought it was, but it was a bit cloudy. It was a long drive. It was a couple of hours. I can't remember if I got some footage for that or not. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It was nice. It was busy, and there's a lot of kids screaming and shouting, so it wasn't as peaceful as we were hoping.
I've noticed that as well.
Because there was a massive, massive campsite right on the Loch side, which I didn't realise was because it's loads of trees and it's really well screened, and you wouldn't know it's there until Claire gave me permission to get her a coffee. And I've got like a campsite boozer, and I managed to get some expensive cappuccinos from there. And I found a massive, massive campsite. But it was okay. We managed to. We took a walk around the Loch a bit, didn't we? Yeah. And we managed to find a slightly more secluded place where we could just shame we didn't take the chairs, but we just
Yeah.
sat on the floor and read his books, and we had a nice afternoon. And a picnic again, which was good.
Yeah. And then the day after that, it was on to Skye, wasn't it?
It was a long journey from. So it was a long journey to Skye, and we did quite a few things along the way.
We
It was
did.
quite a long journey.
We did. We stopped at Culloden, which I actually enjoy. I don't usually enjoy battlefields. I don't usually go on battlefields. But I did go on Culloden. I walked right through it, round it, which was excellent. Thank you, Claire. You're very welcome. Did that. I usually don't.
It's quite peaceful and serene and beautiful as well.
Wasn't it? The museum was interesting, but
It's like all wildflowers and, it's what you'd expect for that kind of field. It's like the World War One poppy fields kind of thing, but obviously they weren't poppies. But you know what I mean? It was that kind of vibe. It's very interesting. Well, massive place to visit. You're not going to spend hours there. And whether some of the monuments in there are real or how real they are, I'm not sure. Because they had a Clan Fraser
I think
monument.
that is actually real. There is a Clan Fraser.
I think there was a Clan Fraser.
But people have just jumped on it and hijacked it. They've had to put a guard around the Clan Fraser stone because the ground is getting ruined with people leaving flowers and it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, it's a book.
But it's not just a book. It's a way.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. No, it's a big thing for a lot of people. The books are phenomenal, and the series is phenomenal as well. If we'd have just given it time, that time we'd watch it. But yes, I think people are getting what?
No, what? I would be scolded.
No, but it's phenomenal, isn't it?
I don't know. I've not read it.
Oh, you haven't read it, but it is phenomenal. For those of you who have read it, and I can see why people do get because there are. What's the other family name? Callister. Oh, there's all.
MacLeod.
There's all
Fraser. No.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah. He had all the clan names and stuff in little things over there, potentially where the bodies were buried after the battle. Again, there was a hint of unrealness because somebody later down in history was maybe have done this to kind of make his field look more hospitable to tourists. I don't know, but so it's tongue in cheek that they're buried here. Yeah. You know what I mean? They may not be, but it's all very interesting. Yeah, all right.
We drive round to Glen Shields, didn't we?
So we went into Inverness, got a pack lunch, didn't we? Had a packed lunch, and then we drove all the way down Loch Ness.
Oh, yeah, Loch Ness, which was beautiful.
Yeah, we drove all the way down Loch Ness, and then stopped at Fort. Not William, the other Fort.
Can't remember, but it was nice. It was a nice little cafe actually.
Yeah, I hate it when I do this because I can't not look, and I won't be able to think of anything else until Fort Augusta. Augusta.
There was a lovely cafe there that was up the high street. They did gorgeous gluten and dairy-free cakes, wasn't it? Really nice.
Really
it was nice to go somewhere.
It was right on the Loch side, wasn't it? It was like a loch.
Brownie.
Yeah, on the Loch side in Fort Augusta.
Yeah.
Really nice. There was another not so good cafe that we went to.
The one that was on the seafront, loch front, which was weird space.
Yeah, it's like on the cliff, not around the loch. It was disappointing.
Yeah. And then we arrived in Skye, and it was a dull day, but it was a very interesting place. We'd got another Airbnb for the view because it was looking out over the loch, and we couldn't sit out because the person that had it also had a still pond right outside the decking, which was full of midges. Why you'd need that if you have a loch, I do not know. So because it was still water, you couldn't sit out. And again, it was such a disappointment because you also had to have the doors closed because they were wild. They kept coming in and everything.
And on the way, we went down Glen
Shields, yeah.
Shields?
Shields?
I thought it was Glen Shale.
I don't know. Nice though, really nice. I thought that was nice. More.
Oh, it was a beautiful,
Better than Glencoe.
beautiful drive because you had your lochs and you had your mountains, and I've got it in a video both ways, and it's going to be hopefully a very good video because it's going to be 4 seasons in one video. That's the way I'm going to try and do it, because as we drove there, it was wet, windy and wild, and we came back the next couple of days later. It was a really nice day.
Yeah.
So.
We're not charging up.
We're not charging up. Are we recording?
God, imagine you were recording, we're not charging up.
It's got enough battery. We're fine. We're
it
fine.
Can suddenly drop though.
We're not gonna we're not gonna fall off a cliff just yet. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Anyway, just the saw it and I was like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah.
So where was we? We were in
Skye.
Skye.
The Airbnb was alright, it did what it said on the tin, but yeah, disappointing that.
Yeah, could have been better. Could have been better.
We tried to get to the fairy pools and that is never gonna happen. It was rammed. Absolute, and everyone was hyper and aggressive in the driving and parking, and we looked because you can see it up the hill, like people walking out, and it was just, I have never seen so many people at one resort. And
tourists do not know how to use
passing
places. They just don't know how to use them. It was ridiculous. At one point I stopped in the before the passing place so people can get past, and everybody just came through and they blocked up the passing place. So I was trapped, they were trapped, everybody was trapped. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
So he just says nix it, and it was disappointing, but wasn't disappointing because I kind of was like, my feeling is whatever was there isn't there now. I think there's been that much tourism up there now. I think it's possibly ruined the majesticness of it.
Yeah, we sacked it off and went for coffee.
Yeah.
Instead, and pre to that we went to what was the castle we went to? Dundvegan Castle.
Interesting place.
Yeah, again on the cliffs. Nice
there was
view.
a delivery here now.
Oh, brilliant! I'll leave Claire talking about Dunsvegan Castle.
God. Very nice views, very majestic, very mysterious. Another castle on a cliff edge, still lived in. Interesting grounds, lots of waterfalls and water features and different flower beds, and there's a woodland walk. You can spend possibly half the day there. I think we're doing a picnic there. God, rattle, rattle, rattle.
Bang, bang, bang. The wind took the door off.
Yeah. It was nice, wasn't it? That's another vlog that's coming.
Yeah, it was a nice castle. You could walk around it as much as you wanted. It was busy. Beautiful views. I got a nice little board game which we've not tried yet. I might have to do a video on that at some stage.
Yeah.
Watch us learn to play the Viking board game, similar to chess and drafts, somewhere in between, I think. So yeah, I did that. Did we have a picnic there again, or did we have something to eat there?
Yeah.
Can't remember. We had a picnic.
Yeah, we had a picnic.
Yeah, can't remember.
Sure we did. Yeah, we did. We had a picnic.
Yeah. Can't remember. My brain's gone.
I thought Skye was beautiful, but it was overrun with camper vans everywhere. And I don't think Skye is kind of ready for the tourism that's there at the minute.
No, I think the bridge has brought too many tourists over too quickly. I mean, I don't know how long the bridge has been there for, but I think it's just overrun. People are doing day trips, which is a long day trip. I think because there's not many places for camper vans. You know what I mean? Not if there's stopping in bloody passing places possibly. But yeah, there's a lot of hoo-ha on camper vans in Scotland at this moment in time. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, don't know. I'm not sure. I think if they're in the right numbers, I think it can be a very good thing. It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But when it becomes a fad and everybody's doing it,
I think it's a fad.
It's
sad because it's ruining it for those that actually are born to do it, and they've done it for years.
And I think the perception is that people use camper vans are not using any of the facilities, any of the cafes or restaurants or anything like that. They're all using is the supermarkets. I don't know if that's true, if any camper van owners out there tell us otherwise, then that's fine. But I think that's what I've been reading in the news. That's what's been the perception, and councils are milking it in by letting them park in car parks, 40 quid a week, which is upsetting campsite owners.
Yeah, it's weird. It's wild, isn't it?
But maybe it needs it because there's not enough facilities. I don't know. It's not my area of expertise, but it's very interesting, and it may get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I feel it will. And
because it's everyone you talk to is, have you done what is it? What's the initials? Something like 500.
I don't know.
I can't remember what the initials are.
I don't know. The drive, I think it's
NC 500 or whatever it's called. Yeah. That's probably
the
Starship Enterprise, isn't it?
That'll be the next thing that everybody's doing.
Well, it is. That's what everybody talks about. Wait, you're doing that 500 thing, and it's like, no, we're just driving around in this car. You know what I mean? But yeah, that seems to be the thing to do. It's like the big road in America. What's it called?
Don't know.
My brain's gone. I hate it when my brain goes.
I know.
It's a famous
that long
road.
one in the desert.
Route 66.
Yeah.
It got there eventually.
Yeah.
Finally, the cogs will finally turn and click in and tell me the answer. Route 66.
It's odd, isn't it? It just seems tourism at the minute. I mean, I know we were tourists there ourselves, but it's...
Yeah,
there's a me, myself and I energy as well, which I don't like. Nobody's seeing anybody else. It's just my holiday.
Yeah, that ferry pool's...
God!
that's your office door, I think.
God.
Either the fairies are coming to get me. But yes, the ferry pool energy was not good. There was...
Yeah.
We drove all the way... Quite a big car park. No stopping, and I thought, let's just go. And it looked a walk, and I don't think it was worth it for what you saw at the end of it.
Well, a lot of people have actually said that they've actually walked past it and not realised they've got to it.
Crazy.
They've taken their magic somewhere else. That's what's happened there.
Quite possibly. And the thing is, the sky is so beautiful.
Yeah.
There's so many little creeks and brooks and little waterfalls everywhere. Then you could find your own fairy pool anywhere. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you could.
Well, that's what they say about stone circles, that these big popular ones aren't as cracking as the little off the beaten track ones.
So yeah, very interesting. Very beautiful, majestic place, Skye. Been overrun by tourists. And we were two of them. Sorry, Skye.
And it's not, I don't think it's ready fully for it yet.
No. We'll come back when you're ready for us,
Yeah.
I think. I think that's I'll be ready to come back when you're ready for us, I think. Or when people got bored of it and it's a bit quieter again. Yeah,
and then we went on to Fort William, didn't we?
Yeah, we went to Fort William. It is what it is.
Fort William is what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
We stayed in a lovely B&B, which was called Gowan Bray. Lovely.
Unbelievable B&B.
Well loved, well looked after, clean.
It was the one place we booked that we weren't sure what we were going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really good on the thing, and we were turning up and we were thinking, this could be our Achilles heel in the holiday. And how wrong were we? It was lovely. You know what I mean? It's so clean. It's one of the cleanest hotels I've stopped in. So well looked after. They couldn't do anything better for you. You know.
Lovely breakfast as well.
Yeah.
Lovely choice of breakfast.
You know, they did the old picky breakfast the night before.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind it, to be honest with you, because I pretty much have the same thing every time anyway. And we put our intolerances down, and they were looked after very well. You know what I mean?
It was.
You know, we weren't crazy. We just said, "Can I have some gluten-free bread, please?" And I think they went out and bought some.
From Max's, good.
No. The first day they didn't get them from Max's, and the second, because she weren't that impressed with how it toasted, she went for the second night and got the bread from Max's. So she must have had loads of gluten-free bread left over. But bless her, she did it, and it was amazing, really good. Really impressed. And we went to Fort William because we wanted to go
on the Jacobite steam train.
Or the Hogwarts Express.
The journey was amazing, and going over the viaduct I thought it was quite emotional. It brought a tear to my eye because of the just simple book. A simple book, which wasn't a simple book, was it? But that has brought, and it's still going 30 years later. That
the amount of
scene.
people on the hillside as you go past, cheering as it goes past, and clapping and taking pictures and videos, is to behold, really.
Yeah.
And that happens every day.
Yeah. But that scene, the scene in Harry Potter. So that's Fort William to Mallaig. Lovely. Obviously, I mean, that train we were on, we did the steam train, and they put you on the left going, and then you swap and you come on the right coming back, because it's the left side that is the whoa scenery. Really nice scenery, wasn't it?
Yeah, really nice scenery. We've got quite a lot of footage. It's going to take some work putting that video together. Hopefully it's going to be good.
So that's to come.
We've got a lot of footage.
Yeah.
Got 2 cameras on the go. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a good one, and you get to see quite a lot of footage, although there is quite a lot of overgrowth. So it was 2 hours there, 2 hours back. It's not a 4-hour video.
A lot of overgrowth at the side of the rail.
Yeah,
you can't do anything
there's
about it.
There's no you can do about it. It's nature, isn't it? So it does cut the video right down, because we could only get what we could get. But it was very nice, and it's definitely worth a trip.
You don't always have to do it with the steam. You can do it with the diesel train as well.
Very cheaply, if you just go on the normal, bog standard, intercity train, whatever it is, a little jugabug train. Probably just takes as long. But sit on the left, because you'll get to choose. Sit on the left, and you'll see loads. So there is some scenery on the right, but not as much. I think there's a loch on the right that you get to see, but the vast majority is on the left, and it's worth a trip. And then the next day, I went up the hill and looked at the Glenfinnan Viaduct as the steam train came across.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did enjoy it. I only got there in time. We were running a bit late. I left Claire behind in a coffee shop. Yeah. Because we were running a bit late. So I left Claire. So I envisaged I needed to rush up that hill. So we left Claire behind because I don't think I'd have made it up there with Claire's bad knee.
You always cop with my bad knee. I fell years ago and I went boom on my knee. So it's fine. It doesn't hurt or anything.
No, but you wouldn't be able to keep the pace that I set up that hill.
I have no balance. That's true fact. I have no balance. So when I go on hill walking and stuff like that, I can't balance.
So I've got no footage whatsoever of me going up that hill because I was pegging it and there was people in the way because there were loads of people trying to get up that hill. I only just got there in time. If you plan to go and see the Harry Potter train, the Jacobite train, go over the viaduct, get there in good time. It sets off at about 10:15 from Fort William and it takes half an hour to 45 minutes to get there. They say 11:15 it'll go over the viaduct. It was late when I got there, and it was late when we went actually over it, wasn't it? Luckily for me.
I bet they even do that on purpose to make sure that people don't miss it. Because they do stop as they're just about to enter so you can get yourselves ready.
But parking is at a premium around the viaduct. There's a monument car park, because there's a Glenfinnan train of thought.
It is Glenfinnan, isn't it?
Glenfinnan monument, and there's some really big car parks near the monument. They were all full. All the lay-bys on the way were full. I went past the actual museum. I thought that was full because they were turning a van away. And I came around, there's another car park past the museum and that was full. Camper vans. Full of camper vans. Never seen so many in my life. So I managed to turn around and come back. And I saw a car going into the museum. And she was going to let them in, so I thought, sod it, I'll try my luck. So I pulled up, and I got in. I got the last spot, right at the back, right, premium parking spot. And it must have been the one allowing vans into the museum car park. That's why they were getting turned away, that van. So it is technically free to park, but they want you to donate to the museum. So I donated a fiver. Everybody seemed to be donating a fiver, even though I was only one and they were about 10. But so you get to donate to the museum, you get a parking ticket, and you get to go into the museum. Very small. It's just like a station platform, so you can imagine a train station platform with a museum in it. It's not massive. I'll get back to that. So the walk up to the viaduct, don't follow Google Maps. Please don't follow Google Maps, because it doesn't take you the right way. It tries to take you over the track. And it's like, no, the guys, no, don't go that, just follow the Glenfinnan trail. It's long. It's longer than what Google Maps says. It'll take you 30 to 40 minutes. I did it in 25. Because I was pegging it. And you go down a valley, and there's like a miniature railway, and you go over that track, and then you go up the hill, and it's a long way up this hill, and it's very steep, in places, rocky. It's not an easy trail to get up. I don't think so anyway. Some people may disagree. Proper walkers and things would probably disagree.
It's what you're used to, isn't it?
But I managed to get up there, and I think I got there at 10:15. And I was starting to go up the trail about 25 past, and I managed to get there about 11:15, which is when the train was supposed to arrive, but he didn't get there till about 11:05. So I managed to get a footage, although I had 2 cameras and one's a bit shaky because I was trying to hold one. I thought I'd started the footage and I'd not. It's like, no! But I did get quite a lot, so I just missed a little bit, and it's like, I've missed the footage, no. But I've got a nice little video, the Harry Potter train going over the viaduct.
Well done.
It's there. Breathe a sigh of relief. And I did some footage going down to show you how steep it is in places. And a look around the museum and the Glenfinnan train station. So I might make that into a mini vlog rather than parcel it into the train. Which I was thinking of doing.
I think you need to pass it into the Glenfinnan, because that's what a lot of others have done it.
Do you mean?
At the beginning of the video, so people can...
Oh, it'll be in that video. The footage will be in that video, but I'm going to put more footage.
All right.
I'm going to, the little clip that I've got of the train zoomed in, I've got them zoomed out. I've got more footage that I'm going to put in just a little Glenfinnan one, I think. We'll see. See how it works. Yeah. We're getting on.
Yeah, and then both nights went to a gorgeous curry house in Fort William, same curry house.
Spice Lounge, I think it was called.
Like that. Really nice it was, really nice good staff. And then that day, once you'd finished going up the hill and stuff, we went to Glencoe. We filmed the Glencoe drive both ways. So that's going to be...
3 ways actually, because we
we
drove across, turned round, came back, and then went back again.
Yeah, so we get lunch there.
We had a snack.
We had a snack. Because again, it was rammed. The visitor centre was rammed. I've never seen Scotland like it, honestly. I think Scotland in future, I think anywhere. And sometimes you can't. You've got to go out of season. Then you don't get the weather. But I just think, whoa. I've never even seen Glencoe as busy.
Just rude people. The one backpacker, he'd put his there was like a booth for 4 people. He put his backpack on there, got in the queue, got his food, and went back and sat on a 4-seater thing on his Todd.
Yeah, it was just a real...
And took up every seat.
Yeah.
With all his stuff.
Me, myself and I, everywhere you go.
And it's, not the great energy, but it was alright. We got some nice footage of Glencoe, so hopefully that might be another bit of video that I'll do if it works out. Later down the line. And then went to your Auntie Lynn's.
We did. Stayed there for a couple of nights. It was very nice.
And we had a relaxing time, no footage.
Yeah. And then we came home, and it was a strange journey back. It seemed,
It was a long, long journey back. And I miscalculated when we went on holiday, and I didn't realise that the English schools were going to be off as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was busy.
They'd just broken up, and it was hectic everywhere. Everywhere was wild. We've got one barler.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We did it.
It's a long journey back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We did it. It took us 6 or 7 hours. I was tired. And that's probably a reason why we're a bit behind on videos.
But we'll catch up with you. They'll be coming soon.
So hopefully you've got a good taste of what's to come. And hopefully you're going to look forward to it.
Yeah. And yeah, I would go again. Probably different areas. Possibly not stay as many areas in the same time because that gets tiring. But
Not trying to do as many videos.
I did say at the time, but you, like I said, you don't have to do them all in the same week. You can stack them up and put them out later. You know, even over the autumn. Yeah, we'll stack them up. Stack them, rack them and pack them. Yeah. So, if you got to the end of this video and you want to leave a comment but you're not sure what to put, leave the Scottish flag emoji.
Leave a little camper van maybe.
Like a camper van.
Or caravan
Tourist.
or something. Let me know your opinions on camper vans. Are you all for them? Is it a blight on nature? There's two opinions. I don't think there's anywhere in between.
No.
But yeah, very interesting. Hope you enjoy your summer holidays.
Oh yeah.
In your camper vans, probably.
Yeah.
They're by luck, and you're going to unsubscribe.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. But we have thought about getting a camper van, haven't we? But because there's too many now.
Kind of put us off, and there's such a kickback going against them at the minute that it's not worth it because they're going to get banned soon.
I do like the idea, I really do. But I think there's too many on the road at the moment, and I don't want to be in that multitudes of people. You just won't be able to get anywhere to park. Simple as that. I think in the past when Joe Bloggs had his camper van and he just went about his business, and I'm sure there's somebody out there who's been doing it for 20, 30 years.
It's them that'll suffer.
It's them, it's Joe Bloggs that's going to suffer.
Because the other tribe will just move on to the next big van.
Yeah. Anyway. The end of the video.
Thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed.
Do like, comment and subscribe, and remember we've got the playlist on here for natters, so if you've enjoyed this natter and you'd like to watch more, please do.
Yep. So long.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.